So the snapping issues, what are you seeing?
Yeah, we had 2 snaps I didn't like. Obviously, the one at the start of the 3rd drive, that'll get you off schedule really quick. Baker's on it. He's got great mindfulness about it. So we got a couple things we can help him with on that. So we have to make sure that doesn't continue to be a problem.
Jed says Baker was holding the ball too long.
What happened is we broke on that series. We broke the huddle. And the refs weren't ready to play yet. So we were up there at the line of scrimmage for a long time, and we should have either stayed in the huddle or just not gotten. We got up, we got down, should have stayed off the ball.
Do you see any fundamental issues, something that he's doing wrong or could do better? No. And how do you improve at that? Is it just repetitions?
It's repetitions and just being mindful. It's really just staying focused. And in that instance, that one got away from him.
When the ball is like maybe just a little bit off to the side, not over the head, but he has to adjust a little bit. What is the impact on a play?
A lot of times it's nothing. If it's high and you're trying to hand the ball to the running back, that gets you off schedule on that play too. So on pass plays, sometimes it's masked or hidden. If the ball's off to the left or whatever, and he just drops back and no one notices it. But obviously on that one it showed up.
When you watch the film of Mississippi State, how much do you credit what they did defensively versus breakdowns maybe on the offensive line?
Yeah, those guys played fast. I think our difficulties came when we got off schedule. Week 1. We were able to, have positive plays on 1st and 2nd down. We got into a lot of 3rd and long situations, which are never good. So that had something to do with our 3rd down percentage being lower than the first week. So we want to obviously have success on 1st and 2nd down and help everything else out.
What have you seen from North Dakota State's front?
They're really quick. They're really active. Those guys have been playing that scheme for a long time. They're going to expect to win when they come in here, and so they'll be ready to go.
Is it more comparable to San Diego State or Mississippi State?
In terms of scheme, it's totally different. We're facing a more traditional 4-down front now, but the activity-wise, it's closer to San Diego State than last week.
Do you mention the NAU game last year? Do you mention the upsets that happened in college football this past week? Like, hey, you have to take this opponent seriously, or is that not even a concern?
Not even a concern.
Why
No,
not?
because we're playing every game like it's a championship game, and it doesn't matter who we're playing. We're trying to win the game and play as well as we can. So it doesn't really matter who we're playing, mindset-wise. So we got to make sure that.
I agree with you. That's easy to say, but you are dealing with like 18 to 22-year-olds, and they see Mississippi State, and then they see North Dakota State.
And our mindset hasn't changed from January when we started with this group. It's not really about who we're playing. It has to be about us and performing and executing. If you get into that, who we're playing, who's your opponent compared to who, this team may be this, or it's the Pac-12, or it's non-conference, or whatever it is, you can get screwed up. So if you change your mindset week to week, your mind it may look different. So we're trying to be consistent, trying to keep the messaging the same, and not vary from week to week.
What do you remember about that night against NDSU last year?
Nothing. I'm 2022, brother.
Johnny, when we asked the players about the turnover sword, they said that you were the one who brought it here. Can you verify that and tell us how you came up with that idea?
It's an identity. We have a big chair up in our meeting room that whoever the player of the day is with, most strip sits there. Well, we have a difficult time taking that on the road. So I came up with the idea with the sword, and then the boys just took it over. It's part of them.
How was it created?
I just wanted a sword, and Lauren went out and got it. And then there's a cactus there, and I said, man, that looks cool. It's different. So, and the boys, they love it. We give it to them, we give it to them on a Friday night, and then they take it over to the game. They bring it over and then to the sideline.
Who takes care of it, like from Friday to Saturday?
It's in a special place, I can't tell you, but it's in my office. I'm kidding.
What does North Dakota State do so well? Because I don't think they're going to come in here and outsize and have physical an FBS team, but certainly they've beaten these types of teams and they've won non-championships. What is it about them that's made them so successful?
Well, they got a bunch of veteran guys up front, and they run the same system over and over, and that's what they believe in, and they're disciplined, they're well coached. You can tell by the footwork and the hand placement by the O-line how well they're coached. So, we got to do a great job of being disciplined ourselves this week, make sure we maintain our gaps, because they're coming in here to run the ball.
Brennan, going back to the film after you watched with Jaden extending so many plays, what message did you talk about with the offensive line and for Jaden, making sure you make good decisions and everybody's on the same page?
Yeah, it all comes down to protecting the football and making great decisions during the play and as the play extends. And the offensive line is a huge part in that, just making sure that we're not putting the quarterback in a situation where he feels like he needs to evade the pocket. We just have to work in unison to make sure we get that done.
A couple weeks ago, I'd asked you about not blowing the plays dead in practice to allow them to keep going so that the DBs and the receivers kind of have to work and all that. How much of that did it involve? Did you have situations where you'd have the quarterback take off, or was it always about trying to still complete a pass?
No, we're still doing that. We're still working scramble drill at all times. Each week we got to find a couple plays during the week of practice, usually one or two a day, where the play gets extended. We'll make an emphasis on part of the decision making will be, once the quarterback gets out there in space, if there's not an obvious open receiver, which Jaden found a bunch of times, found Wiley a couple times were huge plays for us, is that if it's not there, just tuck it and run. He's a good runner, so we like that aspect of his game too.
Johnny, how do you assess the defense's performance this past week?
I thought, the kids play with great effort. They play hard. We had over 9 missed tackles for 45 yards. That really tells you that we're pursuing the ball, swarming the ball. So I was proud, as far as assignments and that kind of stuff. I thought our staff did a great job preparing. We had maybe 3 or 4 critical errors. So, it goes back to how we prepare our guys and, make sure throughout the week that they see what they're going to see. And so I was proud, of their effort.
What have you seen from Jackson Turner for the first 2 games?
Again, I think he's into football now. His football IQ is outstanding. The ability to go up and get the ball and take the ball away has been really outstanding.
What did you make of that play where he chased the guy down, ripped the ball away, picked it up?
Oh, that's big time. That's big time play. He's that type of player. He has a knack for the football. He's got 2 turnovers already. So we got 5 so far, and we just got to continue to preach and get the ball back and give our offense another possession.
How would you evaluate the pass rush so far?
I want to be better, but obviously the last game we 3-man rush and we got 2 to 3 sacks or something like that. But we're getting to the quarterback, but that's this week is going to be one of those weeks that the pass rush might not be there because they're getting 22, 21, 31 personnel. So it's going to be a grinded out type of game. So the pass rush you're not going to see unless you get an 11 personnel stuff.
Is it a challenge for the players when you go from San Diego State running to the spread to another power run team?
For the coaches too, but it's just, we just try to keep it simple for our guys, but it is for the kids, it's a totally new deal that they had to face, and, obviously we got to do a good job of showing them and preparing them.
It seemed like just from watching a little bit of North Dakota State that they huddle, I think, on offense,
Yeah.
And they sub, or at least their running backs a lot. Will that enable you to sub more than you could against Mississippi State?
Yeah, but they got so many personnel. They got running backs that are used as tight ends, fullbacks that they use as tight ends. Sometimes they line up at receiver. So we just got to have a good plan as far as how we're going to handle that. But they're averaging 49 to 50 plays a game, so it's going to be a little bit different.
If Savea is unable to play, and we don't know yet, obviously, would you move Gaika up into the rotation and try so you could have 4 guys?
We're going to try to move some of those young guys around and try to help us out this week.
Brennan, we heard that the offensive line is a group of comedians that they perform something during a talent show. Is that you that does that, or?
Oh, no. I stayed well away from that. The guys put together a little performance, as did all the players on our team. They did a great job. And O-line, they did pretty good.
Can you tell us anything about this skit?
No, it's like Johnny's sword. I can't talk about it.
So, getting back to the sword, are you taking the actual footballs from the game and sticking them on there, or do you have like some other like?
We had some others.
Yeah, we had some other balls. I don't know what, once they did, I have no clue. I'm looking at my call sheet, celebrating, getting ready for the next series.
Right. That makes sense.
Brennan, when you talk about the scramble drill, when a play breaks down and Jaden breaks the pocket and starts moving, what are the assignments for the receivers? Do they have choreographed routes?
Each one of them, depending on where they are on the field per route, have to adjust based on the quarterback, whether he breaks left or right, whether he's coming at him or they're on the backside of it. So each one of them has a specific rule depending on where they are on the field, more than what route they're running, because you need to have it available on both sides.
So either way, it's not as if they just start ad-libbing.
No. They're very specific rules for each of the receivers, depending on if they're in the slot or if they're the outside guy, and depending whether they're deep route or short route or crossing routes or all that stuff. So,
Johnny, did you work with Hunter back when you were both at USC?
Yeah, I was his position coach.
Okay, how much has he improved since then?
Oh, he's more mature. When I got him, he was a true freshman. He had a lot of growing, to do, and it was nice to have guys like Uso and some of those older kids that you kind of look up to, and you can see the difference this year. I think that helps.
And so is he kind of taking on a similar role as Uchenna did to him with Sterling and Deuce and some of the younger guys?
Oh, there's no doubt. He's got a big voice in our room. When we all meet together, he's the one that's kind of getting everybody focused and paying attention to the details.
Kind of along the same lines of what I asked Brennan, for you, Johnny, how do you make sure that the guys are locked in and take this opponent seriously? I mean, I know they have a great resume, they're a championship team, but it's not an SEC team, it's not Mississippi State, it's North Dakota.
I think it don't matter who we play. That's my message to the kids. It don't matter who we play. It's about us and how well we prepare. Whoever we play is faceless. But it's how disciplined are we going to be, how hard are we going to work at practice. That's what matters. So that's the message this week.
Any more questions for Coach Carroll? No? Okay, Coach, you're good.
You okay here?
Good.
Coach Carroll's done.
Oh,
Coach
okay.
Nansen.
I'm not leaving my wingman right now.
That's a good teammate. See.
Goodness gracious.
What has Jacob Manu done to put himself in position to be that next guy out
This
there?
guy knows for the ball. He makes plays when he's in there, right or wrong. He's always around the ball. So, I need him. So, with our depth and, we need to get kids like that to play on special teams and maybe take some reps off of, Cage and Jerry.
How much harder is it when you don't have spring? Like he came in, June 1st?
Yeah.
How much harder is it? How much more of a challenge is it?
And I think it's all how we prepare our guys. We prepare all of them the same. You know what I mean? Even the guys who are here in the spring are still struggling with some of this stuff. So, it's just, it's how you teach, how you make things simple for the kids so that they understand, not so much the verbiage that we use as coaches, but understanding the kids and how they learn.
Does he have a certain knack or?
Oh yeah. His football IQ. He came from a really good football, high school. So they do a good job of training those kids, and that helps.
So a question for both of you, since Brennan State is offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, how often you guys talk to each other during the week? How often you talk to each other during the game? Maybe to see something, point something out?
Throughout the week, but during the game,
Yeah.
I'm so locked in on the defense stuff.
Yeah. Now, if he goes and gets the ball, I'm in his chest. We're gonna at least get a shoulder, possible chest bump in. I love it. I love watching the defense get the ball, and I'm cheering those guys on like crazy after we're done with our corrections and stuff like that. But Johnny and I's relationship is something special to me. So I think we work well together. I'm installing some of the offense, or the North Dakota's offense this week, just so we can get some looks for him. So I'm happy to work with this guy. I'm fired up that he's here with us. We're better because of it.
After Wiley's touchdown run, you guys really struggled to run the ball against Mississippi State. What did you see when you looked at it the second time?
Coming back on the second look, it really felt like, when we got off schedule, we wanted to get those guys in tempo situations where they had to stay on the field and had to get lined up and get set. And we never really got that. So that's part of the reason, we got frustrated with with really a lot of our offense. But yeah, we need to get on schedule, and that's kind of our plan this week.
We saw Sam do that same utility thing on the line again. Is there a way to include JT in that as well to make people even more fresh, or is 6 enough? 6
is good for right now. JT's done a great job of preparing and getting ready to go. And because he's the backup center, he went in and got, not because of this, but the first game he went in and he got his shoulder a little bit, and I need my second center ready to rock. So if we have to sub that out. So if I get 2 guys in there that are center and bad things happen, we don't want that. We don't want to get in that situation where we're having to go past that.
Do you know if the second team defense was in when Fafita was in? And obviously no quarterback controversy or anything, but every time he gets on the field, he impresses. What do you take away from that performance?
Yeah, I mean, the kid's preparations is unmatched. He's a great student of the game. He's got a great football mind, and the stage is not too big. He's played on big stages before in his high school career, all throughout. So we're not shocked by him playing well.
Johnny, a couple games in, being the defense coordinator calling the games, what's your thoughts on the flow of the game and just getting into the rhythm of calling the game?
It's easy because, we prepared really well on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Come Saturday, it's just reading out the script, just make sure we're putting our guys in the right situation. It's not a big deal to me.
Do you think Trayden will be able to play a bigger load?
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, we'll see how it goes at practice, but we need him.